fucking spoilers for Deadpool and shit. You know, like the one time, oh, we're live. Never mind. Just fucking with you guys. I wouldn't do that. Nick hasn't seen it yet. He's about to go see it. By the way, if you haven't seen Deadpool, you should fucking go tonight. In fact, right after the show, go get your tickets and go watch it. It's so good. All right. Welcome to In the Pocket, presented by CrossBonesMMA. And my name is Eddie Law. That's Mr. Nick Pilecki. It is February 17th, Wednesday. Kind of a deadish week for MMA of sorts.
But it's your birthday.
It is my birthday. Thank you for reminding me. I'm old. Yeah, I've been dealing with that shit all day. Hey, happy birthday. I had one friend fucking text me the other day. He goes, or yesterday, he texted me. He's like, hey, man, you're almost 30. I see the gray hairs already coming in because I do have gray hairs in my beard and shit. And yeah, no, but it doesn't been there for like years now. But I go, yeah, whatever, dude. 13 years ago, I'd have beat the fuck out of you. And then I posted on Facebook. I was like, people that know me would understand what I'm talking about. 13 years ago, I was 17, right? So I would have been not gotten arrested for knocking him the fuck out. I would have just gotten sent to juvie at the most. So, but yeah, I appreciate that, my friend. Everybody else sent me birthday messages. I appreciate it. I really do. I know I make jokes about everything, especially my birthday, but I really do appreciate the shout outs and all that. All right, right to some MMA, kind of some MMA. Ronda Rousey goes on to Ellen DeGeneres, which is a weird show to begin with, but she goes on to Ellen DeGeneres and opens up about post home knockout feelings. So she said that right after she was like, well, she said something about she was on the doctor's chair, she was at the medical, she's getting basically looked at by doctors, and she was thinking about killing herself, right? Mm-hmm. And then she looked up and saw Travis Brown, and she said, "I have to stay alive, and I gotta have his babies, I gotta stay alive and all that shit." But that's not the story to me, because the story to me was the fact that everybody lost their fucking minds about it. Now, I don't know what your opinion is. I know we talked about it earlier. I don't know if you changed your opinion yet, but what did you think when you saw that and heard about it?
The first thing I thought about was like, okay, it's kind of a cry for attention. And that was my first reaction after watching it again and reading everyone's hate. Basically, everyone was hating on her because of it, and thinking about it, it's like, okay, maybe she's genuine. She was genuine, whatever the fucking word is, upset about losing the fight, and I can understand that. But I don't know. The craziest thing in the whole fight, or in the whole interview with Ellen, was when she said the first hit just ruined her whole game up. She couldn't see, her depth perception was gone. She didn't know how far her opponent was. She's fighting blind, basically. And she said that I didn't stop feeling that till the next day. That's fucking crazy. But her saying that she wanted to commit suicide, she saw Travis, everything. I feel for her. I do feel for her. Don't get me wrong, I do. But then again, I don't know. I kind of agree with the people saying that she just needs to learn how to lose, and it's her first loss. Yes, but then again, people take losses differently. Like, think about all the great fighters that lost fights. They took their loss differently.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. When I first heard of it, I was kind of like, I literally had the reaction that I have to most news that everybody else blows up. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad she didn't kill herself. That'd be fucked up, right? And I moved on. But then I go on Twitter, and I mean, she's getting a landslide of shit. There was people actually tweeting her saying, well, why did you fucking do it? You should just kill yourself now. Just kill yourself. Now, we know about Twitter and Facebook and the fact that people can say whatever they want behind a computer screen and all that. Yeah. But it was for the fact that it's a human being. It's a woman. It's a human being, just got the shit knocked out of her in a fight. She built herself up. Everybody as well around her built her up as the Mike Tyson of women's MMA, which, by the way, Mike Tyson himself said that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And guess who got punched in the mouth? Miss Rousey. So, yeah. So, irony. But regardless, I mean, she got built up by herself, by everyone around her. If I read her book, and losing, as far as how her mom raised her and her family, her teammates, losing is unacceptable. Like, she was raised to know that losing was unacceptable no matter what. And if you lost, you should be devastated and all this other stuff. So as far as learning how to lose, she's never done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is literally the first time that she's had to learn how to lose.
Yeah, and what sucks about it, right after the fight, what happened, all her supporters, her quote-unquote supporters, just bashed the shit out of her afterwards. Like, you would feel like shit too. Imagine you losing something and everyone in the whole world, millions of people just bashing the shit out of you, saying that you talk too much shit, it's good you got knocked out, that would hurt you too. That would affect the shit out of you. That would mentally fuck with you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, look, people need to lay off of Rousey. It is what it is as far as that goes. I mean, nothing we say is going to change her. You know what I mean? And it's up to her to come back and everything. But just the lack of compassion from people amazes me. And it's the reason why I don't take Twitter seriously at all. Because if you do, you end up, you probably put a bullet in your head if you actually took everything these people said on Twitter seriously. It's one of the I love and I hate Twitter at the same time because of stuff like that, right? Yeah. Lack of humanity, lack of compassion for someone that just got knocked the fuck out. And look, she's coming back. She already said she's coming back. So we'll see. I mean, she just came. Here's the thing that I don't like, kind of changing gears, but staying on the Rousey thing. Yeah. What I don't like is, first of all, she just came on the cover for one of the covers for SI Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. So congratulations to her on that. That's actually a pretty nice accomplishment for somebody. And then she's still doing the movies. In fact, I think Roadhouse was pushed back to May, something like that, or April.
Isn't she doing a movie called "Don't Be a Do Nothing Bitch" or something like that? About her, yeah.
And she's playing herself, I think, which honestly is kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Hollywood pays you, take the money.
Yeah.
Ask Kevin Hart. Ask Kevin Hart about that. Kevin Hart's a funny motherfucker, okay? But he's doing every movie possible because he knows when that popularity train runs out,
gone.
That Hollywood money's gonna be gone, okay? That's why they're gonna keep making all those awful movies where he's like, a few decent jokes and that's about it. But she's still doing the movies, still doing all that. And I just think it takes away from the training. She's still training with Edmund, which I think is a mistake. Hopefully, if she stays with Edmund, fine. But hopefully she's getting other training, right? Like going to other places, learning some more, learning, I guess, kickboxing, not just boxing. Hopefully we actually see her throw a kick or two for once and checking kicks. But here's the thing. Now you tell me what you think. People are basically making a foregone conclusion that we'll see Holly Holm versus Rousey at the end of this year. That would mean Holly Holm for sure beats Miesha Tate.
Yeah.
Now, while I believe that's what happens, there's a pretty good possibility it doesn't, right? Do you think Rousey says, fuck the title, I want to beat Holm? Or does she go, no, I'm going to go get my title? What do you think happens?
I think if Miesha wins, big if, it could happen, like you said, big if, I think she does go after Holm. She has to. Because if she just goes straight for the belt, that just shows that she just wants to be the champion. She beat Miesha twice already in stupid fashion. For herself, I think she has to beat Holm. Even if she has the belt or not, she'll have to fight Holly Holm and prove to herself that, okay, either that was a fluke fight or she got lucky, or, okay, she beat me again. She is better than me. I need to move on to something else.
And that's exactly it. I mean, if she loses to Holm again, there's really no reason to keep going, right?
No, there's not. Like, that division's so small in itself right now that she can probably beat the whole division, but Holly Holm if Holly beats her again.
Now, do you think if Ronda Rousey, let's say she loses to Holly Holm, you think if Rousey retires, with the second loss, do you think women's MMA will? I mean, I'm assuming, this is my opinion, I'm assuming it's gonna get hit a little bit. It's gonna take a notch down until we get at least 2 or 3 fighters that make people want to watch again.
I can see that just a little bit though. Like that division would be hurt. Like you have the strawweights, you have Rose, you have Paige, you have all them, right? Tisha Torres, all them that have a spotlight right now. But yeah, that division would be hurt. The only face you would have is Miesha Tate. Holly Holm maybe if she beats her again, but a lot of people will probably hate on her because she retired Ronda Rousey. So I don't know. Unless Gina Carano comes back, please, just one time.
No, Carano, don't come back. Stay incredibly attractive and beautiful the way you are. Don't fucking come back.
She fought Cyborg and she's still beautiful. One more time.
No, why do you want to risk it? Why do you want to risk it? Do not risk that shit. Do movies.
Hey, if BJ comes back, I want Gina to come back.
Speaking of, hold up, we got a couple things here on YouTube. Shout out to Jeff. By the way, shout out to Andrew Reed tuning in. Jesse, my boy Jesse Rukawa and Fightbook MMA on here. Jesse says Miesha kills Holly in 3 rounds. Fightbook says Holly destroys Miesha in the 3rd.
I can see Miesha winning in 3 rounds. if she plays her wrestling game smart. But if she doesn't, she's gonna get dropped in 2.
You think? Wait, Misha gets dropped in 2?
Yeah. If she doesn't play wrestling, yeah. If she doesn't use her wrestling right, she gets dropped in 2. Don't get me wrong, she's a pit bull. She'll take a punch, but not that many punches.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to some newer news. Vanderlei Silva's rehearing for like the 4th time, like rescheduled like 4 times. Went down today, not on Fight Pass. The Nevada State Commission probably is tired of being embarrassed by attorneys, and for good reason, by the way. And I'll tell you in a second why. But they went they did the rehearing. Vanderlei was not there. I believe it was his attorney that was there. This guy Goodman, I forgot his first name. I apologize. But his attorney put Bob Bennett on the stand basically and questioned him over and over and over again. Had made a bunch of questions to the point where Pat Lumbaugh shut the whole thing down because she called the proceedings insulting. That Goodman was going after people and all that, right? Now remember, Pat Lumbaugh is the one that got embarrassed, destroyed, and humiliated by Nick Diaz's baller ass attorney. Okay, so if NAC actually said, yeah, no Fight Pass for this one, it's because they knew that every attorney has seen this, every fighter has seen this, and they're gonna pick up some representation that's gonna whoop some ass. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what happens to Vanderlei? No lifetime ban. They removed the $70,000 fine that they put on him, but he still gets a 3-year suspension that whatever time's been suspended so far counts towards. So he's eligible to come back spring 2017. To me, you tell me what you think. To me, that means Vanderlei to Rizin and off to Japan to fight, right?
Yes, immediately, right now. Him, like we talked about it before the show. Him and Chael Sonnen in Rizin.
Make that fight in hand,
please. And
juice them both to the gills and let them just fight because nobody cares. Let them do it.
I want to see it. That's the fight I want to see. I've been wanting to see that fight ever since it was announced, and then they both got popped. I want to see that fight.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying like, oh, Chael Sonnen got caught with like 5 or 6 different things, and he only got 2 years or 1 year, whatever it was.
He didn't run from the test.
That's the thing. Vanderlei Silva runs from a test, gets a lifetime ban. By the way, Pat Lumbaugh wanted 4 years, and someone talked her down.
Now, if it was dick pills, it would have been like what, one year?
They might have given him like a if it was tight dick pills, this is like what happens. Vanderlei gets 6 months, and Pat Lumbaugh's number slipped into his bag or something. Call me big boy. They take tight dick pills on me. It worked great for Anderson. That's why he only got a year, huh? Wink. But again, that's an awful.
Shit on my favorite fighter. God damn.
Whatever, dude. It's a sense of humor. I mean, look, we get to see him fight.
I'm excited.
So, that'll be interesting. All right, another recent, I guess, bit of news. I think happened yesterday. Yesterday, right? Clinton Rampage Jackson, was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Well, Rampage, as we all know, was with Bellator. Bjorn Rebney signed him to a ridiculous contract. They gave him, promised him movie deals, I think a record. Promised him TV shows and all this kind of other stuff. He didn't get most of it, quite obviously. And Bjorn Rebney no longer with Bellator. Now Scott Coker, and he bailed. He basically declared his own contract null and void. Goes up to the UFC, has a fight. Bellator basically sues. And they were going back and forth, and Rampage basically said, "All right, let's work this out. I don't know if it was Bellator or Rampage that did it, but they basically settled it. Rampage is re-signed, has a new contract with Bellator, and he's gonna fight for them now. So that's a thing, I guess. For those that want to see him against Tito Ortiz, might happen in Bellator. Then good news for the UFC: Alistair Overeem remains with the UFC, and Aljamain Sterling comes back. So, what do you think out of those three, Rampage, Overeem, and Sterling, who has the bigger 2016?
Fuck, Sterling. Sterling will rise to hopefully a title shot by the end of the year. But I'm not surprised. Yeah, Sterling's gonna have the bigger career. Overeem's gonna get dropped his first fight, guaranteed. Watch, quote it. It's going to happen. And then with Rampage, the reason Rampage, in my opinion, did not sign back with the UFC is the Reebok deal. That's what I think. This is not something I heard or I read.
Rampage?
Yeah, I think the reason
he also was going to get sued to shit if he didn't fucking re-sign with Bellator. But that makes sense too.
That too, but I'm pretty sure he could have either dealt with it, went to the biggest stage in Raw, but I think he doesn't want to lose his sponsors. If you don't know what he does now, he fucking streams video games on Twitch.
Oh, that's right.
He's sponsored by Twitch. He's sponsored by Razer, which makes like keyboards and all this other good shit. He's making money doing that, and I guarantee if he went to the UFC, he couldn't wear those sponsors. He couldn't have them. He would be just Reebok, and then he would lose all that money too. So him going to Bellator, in my opinion, is a smart move. I think he would want to stay there anyway and keep those sponsors, and maybe they'll hype up his little gaming shit that he does now.
And you were looking on Twitter as well because I think you responded to it. Andrew Reed saying Vanderlei versus Fedor, the fight to make. I'm in. I'm so in with that. Let's make that. Let's give him a legitimate opponent. Just give Vanderlei 2 to 3 months to train, aka juice skills off, and then let him fight. That's about it. That'd be a great fight to see. What's up, Joker? Shout out on the YouTube. All right, so moving on to the next thing here. We got to preview this weekend's card. We have a circus, we have a card nobody cares about, and we have UFC on Sunday. So the card nobody cares about, to be honest with you, World Series of Fighting. Marlon Moraes is fighting, and he's a free agent. Word is that, everyone's like, oh, he's going to come to the UFC. I believe the numbers is that he makes 70 and 70. 70 to show 70 to win with Bellator. Does the UFC give him that kind of money? He's a 135er. I don't think that happens.
No, hell no. Damn.
Yeah, he gets paid pretty good. Or World Series of Fighting pays him that, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. I'd stay or go to Bellator.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, look, 70 and 70, it would be him giving up money for more exposure. If you're Marlon Moraes, do you do that? Do you want more exposure or do you want to get paid more?
Well, if you want to fight against the best of the best, you go to UFC. And
but that's not the question. The question is more money and more exposure.
Well, yeah, you go to UFC if you want more exposure and hopefully you don't get destroyed and have more exposure.
Oh, exactly. I mean, because we were talking about Jesse and I talked last night on the Spanish show about Michael Chandler re-signing with Bellator, but claiming he's the best 155er. It doesn't make sense when the best 155ers are very clearly in the UFC. So you don't really think. I mean,
I don't like that Michael Chandler re-signed. I think he should have tried out the UFC, came over, say he's the best and fight the best. That's when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, you're still not the best. I still hate you. There's reasons why I hate him.
What, Michael Chandler? I like Michael Chandler.
Because he says he's the best in Bellator. Yes, you're the best in Bellator. Who's good in Bellator right now?
Will Brooks.
That's it.
Yeah, besides him, Will Brooks.
MVP. That's about it.
And he's injured. Now they got Benson Henderson. He gets a title shot off the bat, which makes sense. And then who was it that came out? Fuck. Oh, the Will Brooks thing's kind of weird. He's made a few what people are thinking are anti-Bellator comments, and it's kind of weird because now people are saying, oh well, once Brooks's deal is done with the UFC, if it's not done, or with Bellator, if it's not done already, is he going to take off to the UFC? I don't know if the UFC is going to sign him to a decent contract either. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I don't know.
But then again, there's your question again. Do you want to be in the major leagues? Do you want to be in with the top dogs and take a loss? I would. Shit. If I would, fuck yeah. If you want to fight in the UFC on a UFC banner with the best of the best, yeah, I'd take a loss.
Take a loss. Yeah. Mike Jarvis here on the YouTube saying no. Will Brooks should come to the UFC. I agree, he should.
He should.
But will he is the question. It's always been the question. I mean, if it's true that he's been doing saying anti-Bellator comments, which you could take those comments that he made as anti-Bellator-ish. Scott Coker said something like that's how fighters cope or something stupid like that. But it's I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's all weird.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Well, let's actually talk about the circus fight, the circus card. First of all, there's 18 fights on this Bellator 149 card, according to Sherdog. 18 fights. So have a nice little sitting. Get your lady to massage your feet and shit after a while, because that's going to be a long night for you if you're watching it. But names that are going to be on this card that are notable: Justin Wren. A lot of people just went who. Justin Wren is a former, I believe he's a former UFC guy. I'm not mistaken. Make sure, but he's also the guy that's been on Rogan's podcast a few times talking about saving the pygmies. Yeah, he fought in the UFC one time actually.
Saving the pygmies.
Yeah. And he lost, unfortunately. He's been and basically he's had one fight in Bellator, beat Josh Burns by decision. 28 years old, he's kind of young, but he looks so out of shape. You would think he looks like a stoner drug dealer guy. Really weird looking guy. Anyway, Melvin Gallard's on this card taking on Derek Campos. Emmanuel Sanchez against Daniel Pineda. Emmanuel Newton I almost said Emmanuel Newton-John. Isn't that weird? I thought about saying that for a second. Emmanuel Newton. Stupid. Oh, all right. Emmanuel Newton against Linton Bassel, which would be good because that's Emmanuel Newton's kind of he's not a wrestler, is he? Do you know? If he's like a wrestler type of guy.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
He was? Okay, he's a wrestler. Bassel, I think, is a kickboxer, if I'm not mistaken. So
Emmanuel Newton has that crazy spinning back fist. So
yeah, that is kind of weird. Huh? Oh, he put out who did he put out with that?
Kimbo and someone else.
It was a Kimbo or was it King Mo?
King Mo. Wow.
King Mo. That's weird.
Yeah,
Speaking of fucking Kimbo and Dada 5000 are fighting now. They had the press conference today, and this is where we especially those of you watching that have been watching MMA for a very long time, back at the Pride days. You've seen Pride, you've seen Dream, K1, or K1, M1 Global, all those, right? UFC, everything. They were doing the press conference, and they started talking about nuts. Okay? And they were talking about comparing each other's nuts to the point where Kimbo said something to Dada about, you have baby nuts. And then, let's compare now. I'll show you my nuts right now. They actually stood up and were about to unzip. They were pretending to unzip their pants to show each other their testicles. And Kimbo sliced that mine are bigger than yours. That's how far we've come in MMA. That's how low we are right now.
They're from the streets.
From the World Street Championships. Okay. Nobody in the streets is showing each other their nuts. Okay. Unless it's for money.
You'll get stabbed.
You'll get one of your balls shot off in some kind of gang initiation. That's what it's gonna be. They collect your shit and put it away for you. It's fucked up. So anyway, they were talking back and forth. They did a stare down, and Scott Coker's in between them. He had a weird. It's almost like it was his fetish to be in between those two, because his face to me said, "Oh shit, I hope nothing happens, but I kind of hope it does, and it's dangerous, and I want a Dave Shoulder moment, but I really don't." He looked really fucking weird. Coker always has like the weirdest expressions on his face, by the way. I never understood. I never said what that fucking does. Yeah, sorry. All right. Moving on here. Main event. King Shamrock, Royce Gracie. Both of them look like they're dying. They look sickly as fuck. You see them?
Yep.
It looks terrible.
They look really bad.
Ken Shamrock especially, by the way. Ken Shamrock, there's no color in his face. His face is just gray. He looks like he's dying. Royce Gracie is just Royce Gracie. Weird. There's no life in his face anymore. Remember back in the day, he used to at least have some kind of mean mug and be really like animated, like let's fucking go and that kind of thing. And now he's kind of like, I'm just here.
I'm here.
Whatever. It's really weird. But since we're on the show, let's make some picks, man. Kimbo versus Dada 5000. Who you got?
I kind of want to see Dada 5000 just knock out Kimbo, just because. But Kimbo, I think Kimbo will win. It's a freak show, though. I hope Dada brings in that sledgehammer in the picture and just smacks him over the head with it and just be done. But that's not gonna happen.
I hope they during because they were talking shit about the street championship and all that shit. That during the fight they both rip their gloves off and just go bare knuckle.
That'd be awesome.
And just give like the commission and Bellator and Scott Coker heart attacks all instantaneously at the same time. It would be fucking amazing.
Don't stop the fight. Keep it. Let him fight.
Yeah. Let him fight. Andrew Reed says Ken wins via hoist heart attack. That's actually what I said yesterday too. I was thinking about
I don't want that to happen.
Ken wins via heart attack. That'd be some fucked up shit. Because look, combined, Ken and Hoist are 101 years old.
God damn.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad, man. Like, all right, so I'm taking Kimbo. Kimbo doesn't kill Dada 5000. Have you seen that video of Dada hitting pads?
Yeah, it looks like shit. Like, oh god damn it. It's so bad. It's so bad.
His striking is worse than the guys that go to an MMA gym and take beginner level Muay Thai for cardio. Like that's what those guys look like. It was so. In fact, I'll tell you what. Those guys that do that, they can do that class for 2 weeks and hit and punch better.
I honestly think that was his first time hitting pads.
It don't fucking look like it to me.
It was so bad.
So like I said, if Kimbo doesn't knock his ass out in the first round, Kimbo should just never
ever
just do. He just should never ever and then add anything after that. Just whatever you want, add it right after that. Never ever again. Okay. Fight.
No, never. Can I go home?
Damn.
No. Never.
You just have to just not be there. No, you just have to just be in this spot in the corner and never move again. That's it. All right, Ken Shamrock versus Royce Gracie. Who wins?
I want to see Royce Gracie win. Just the kid in me watching UFC 1 wants to see Gracie win. And I want to see Gracie choke out Ken Shamrock. And Ken Shamrock to shut the fuck up and cry.
Look, man, if we don't get a double knockout,
oh my God.
I'm calling for double heart attack or double doctor stoppage. This fight's not going to end. This fight's just going to start. Something stupid's going to happen, and they're both going to tap out. They're both going to lose.
Does this fight hurt Shamrock or Gracie's legacy? His last fight was against Hughes.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Still a decent fight. Decent. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't even say it was decent. Right. And that was however long ago. But does it hurt his legacy?
Yeah. Joker on the YouTube saying Royce is mumbling. He can hardly talk. I want Dada to put a beat down on Kimbo. That's not going to happen. And I doubt I'll be watching. West Coast Times isn't live with Bella Whore, which is more clever than Bella shit, by the way. Bella Whore is a little better because now they're bringing old UFC guys to main event their cards, and they're kind of whoring out, right? A little bit. Yeah. So that's a nice one. Yeah, the thing about the West Coast, and I know Andy's going to tell me to shut the hell up right now because he doesn't get it for 8 days unless he finds a stream. But it is a 4-hour difference from when it starts in the East and when it starts in the West. So I already know who won by the time it started here. So I'm going to be streaming too. But I know, Andy, 8 days. I got it. But no, for real though, for that main event, double knockout or double death, double heart attack, something like that. Something stupid. There's no way. But does it hurt Royce Gracie's? To say it in a nice way, Royce Gracie has hurt his own image by himself without even fighting. I remind you, for example, all the bullshit he pulls about remember when Hoyler Gracie and Eddie Bravo went, fucking had when Eddie Bravo completely just destroyed Hoyler at Metamoris. Yeah. But for the sake of the results, it was a draw, whatever. But Royce Gracie came after Eddie Bravo, and it was like literally right after the fight. Eddie was puking in the back, and Royce got in his face about a bunch of shit. And then Royce Gracie wanted to play it off like he was mad at Eddie Bravo for smoking weed. Like that was the reason he went back there. Had nothing to do with his brother getting owned. You know what I mean? So Royce is kind of like a petty, he's kind of petty, it seems. You know? Yeah. So he's hurt his own legacy. As far as a fighter and what he's done for MMA, does it hurt his legacy? No, but it makes but this fight will go down as a very questionable decision for him to make to actually fight. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Everyone will look back and be like, he shouldn't have done that last one. But it'll be omitted unless something insane happens and he kills Ken Shamrock somehow. Fucking ends him in the fucking cage. It'll just be forgotten. You know what I mean? Because he's still a legend. Royce Gracie, Ken Shamrock, both are legends. So no matter what happens in this fight, it's just sad that Bellator and Scott Coker get to make money off of their images. That's literally what's happening right now. It's Bellator making money off their images that they created themselves, and to me that's a robbery. It really is. Okay. Before we get out to the UFC card, Joker says, let's get some thoughts on Rose versus Tisha Torres, who's won all 5 of the decisions, including their previous match. You go first. What do you think? Rose versus Tisha. Who wins?
Rose, but it's gonna be a crazy ass fight. In my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really, really good match. It's not gonna be finished. It's gonna be a really, really good match. But Rose isn't gonna destroy Tisha like she destroyed Paige.
Oh no way. Like Tisha Torres actually has fights under her belt. Tisha's undefeated.
Tisha's 7-0. The only other person to beat Paige too.
Did she fought Paige?
She
did. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, all her professional wins, every single one according to ShareDog. Decision wins, all of them. So but she's beaten Kayana Rain, Paige Van Zandt, Rose, she beat her already back in Invicta. Felice Herrig, which can't be hard to do. Angela Magana, same. Angela Hill, do you notice a trend here? And then Jocelyn Jones-Lebarger, who came in last minute replacement. And props to those guys over at the MMA Lab. She's one of their girls. And she came in and made her go to decision. Okay. If you can't finish a girl that comes in on a week notice or something like that, or 12 days notice, you can't finish that girl, you're just not an exciting fighter. So now we get Tisha Torres against Rose Namajunas, who you could argue deserves the shot after Gedalia. Of course, barring that we get an immediate rematch of some kind. Rose has two wins. Angela Hill by submission and Paige Van Zandt by submission. So if we really think about it, neither fighter has much of an impressive streak or anything that can make you think they could beat either Gedalia or Joanna Champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a fight, kind of. I like Rose in it. I'm picking Rose to win it because Rose has changed. She's evolved a little more. Tisha is still the same Tisha. You know what I mean? Tisha hasn't changed. Quite clearly hasn't changed. 7 wins and her 7-0 and all of them decisions. That doesn't make sense. Tisha. Oh, and Joker says Tisha was beaten twice in tough.
Torres, she was. She was beaten by. I don't remember. Fuck, I can't remember. Yeah. Cookie Monster, I believe, and why the fuck can't I remember her name? I don't remember. I'm sorry. And
then Joker comes back and says, "Listen here." I go. I want to say that different. I was like, "Listen here, see." But I don't want to do that. He goes, "Listen here." Rose has 3 impressive finishes back to back on tough, which is a good point. And then you add the 2 wins after on the UFC. So you could say, let's just put the number at 5 then, right? So she's beaten 5 UFC fighters.
Yeah, but she lost
5 in a row. Did she lose one right after? She lost one. She
lost to Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right. Well, she has 5 in the last 6. She has 5 pretty impressive wins. Let's say that much.
Yeah,
at least over UFC fighters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, to me, that's what it says. That says Rose has evolved, is a better fighter, and Tisha Torres ain't changed for shit. And when you don't change, you get figured out. Okay, it's happened to plenty of guys. All right. Marcos and Carla beat Tisha Torres, and Rose beat Marcos. By the way, is Brandon Marcos fighting anytime soon? I gotta think she is, right?
That's what I'm trying to look up right now.
Hold up. We're both looking shit up. Fourth wall break. How you guys like that? Enjoy Deadpool. Hint. Okay. So Ronda Marcos. Oh, she just lost. Oh, that's right. She just lost to the new girl, who, by the way, is fine as fuck. That Carolina forget her last name. Is a cutie for sure. All right. Let's get to this UFC card, man. Sunday night, the Cowboys are headlining. The Cowboys, not the football team. Cowboy and Cerrone and Oliveira.
You just ruined that whole card for me, right?
Yeah, I did. I didn't think about that until after that came out of my mouth. So that's my bad. All right. Fight Pass prelims began at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Anthony Hamilton, the Freight Train, against Shamil Abdurakhimov. I'm going with the scary Russian guy, even though Hamilton is 14-4, and I'm going with the scary Russian guy. All right, Lauren Murphy gets a last-minute replacement. As we all know, Sarah Mora has dropped. I don't know what happened, what kind of injury it was, but she's no longer fighting. She got injured, and Lauren Murphy gets Kelly Fastholes. Wow, my mind is dirty. Fast. I read that as fast. Kelly Fast. I so apologize, Kelly. I have no idea where that came from. Well, I know where that came from, but I didn't mean it. There you go. So Lauren Murphy gets Kelly Fastholes. I'm never gonna stop. That's never gonna end. I'm such a dick. All right. So anyway, continuing on, Marion Reneau against Ashley Evans Smith. And she put So that's gonna be your FS1 prelims or your bypass prelims. FS1 prelims are 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Starting off with Jonathan Webb against Nathan. Why the fuck am I here, Coy? His real nickname is Soul Force, but I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. Nathan Coy can't fight.
He kind of looks like Nick the Tooth with longer hair.
He really does. But I think Nick the Tooth can beat his ass.
Probably.
I really do think.
Well, unless if you saw the last, what is it? Whatever, looking for a fight, whatever. No. Nick Tooth sucks.
Joker agrees with me about that Carolina chick. Says so hot, want to touch the hiney. I think every guy does. That chick is fine as fuck. Her and the other one, Valentina, whatever the fuck, she's so fine too. All right, moving on. Anthony Lionheart Smith, against Leonardo Augusto Leleco, and then Daniel Serafian against Oluwale Bangbos, aka Holy War Angel. Somebody played too many RPGs growing up. Stop. Just stop. Okay. And then, of course, featured prelim Alex Garcia, the Dominican Nightmare against Sean Strickland. Tarzan. I got Sean Strickland, man. Alex Garcia looks like he probably isn't he a guy that gasses out a little bit by like the third round?
Yeah, he is.
He's like a gas out guy.
I got Strickland too. It's been a good fight though.
Yeah, Strickland's no pushover. That dude's good. All right. Just now he gets a really favorable matchup as long as he doesn't get knocked the fuck out in the first minute or submitted in the first round. All right, moving on. FS1 main card, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. James Krause, whatever, against Shaolin Shane Campbell. And then, Chris Camozzi against Joe Diesel Riggs. God damn, Joe Riggs is still alive? Holy
That's what I'm saying. Why are you still fighting? His last fight, didn't he like break his neck or some shit?
No, I think he won his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. Let's find out. But I know I saw him in Phoenix. He looked like he broke his neck. And that fight ended real fast when I saw him here. Last fight was a win against Ron Stallings by illegal upkick.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it, man. He won by default because he got cheated. That's awful. All right. Before that, lost it to Patrick Cote by decision. And he actually, he fucking survived that Cote fight. I was kind of impressed on that one. And then the loss to Ben Saunders in Phoenix via neck injury. He's a guy, 33 years old. He's not very old, but in fight miles, he's got many miles on him, fight-wise, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much more. I don't know what he's trying. I don't know. I wish he would say what he's trying to accomplish. I really do. Like, you got to start thinking about your health at some point, or maybe he just doesn't care. So, it really, I don't know. It sucks to see it. I look, Joe Riggs is a good dude from all accounts, and he should start thinking about his health at some point. But who am I to tell anyone to retire? Do your thing, man. All right, moving on. Next fight: Dennis Bermudez against Tatsuya Kawajiri, in which should be a pretty good fight. Kawajiri, takes chances and all that. Bermudez likes to knock dudes out, but he is a wrestler, so that's gonna be, I guess, pick your poison. But I think Bermudez should take it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then Cody Garbrandt was supposed to fight John Lineker, but John Lineker came down with dengue fever, whatever the fuck that means. But it sounds pretty fucking gnarly.
Found some scary shit.
It sounds fucking awful. So Cody Garbrandt was just like, holy shit! He's a Pittsburgh guy, and this is where the card's gonna be on Sunday. And he wanted to fight, and they got him somebody, Augusto Mendes, from Brazil, undefeated at 5-0, and he's a guy that likes to go to the ground. So Garbrandt is not. Garbrandt is the guy that likes to knock people out. So he's gonna have to avoid getting taken down for sure. All right, co-main event: Derek Brunson against Juan Carnero, which should be pretty entertaining, honestly. And the main event: Donald Cowboy Cerrone against Alex Cowboy Oliveira. It just honestly should be a fight for the nickname. Loser has to bail. You know what I mean? But all right, let's talk about let's make picks on just really the main event. Who you got in that one?
I don't know. I like both Cowboys, but I'm going with the original Cowboy, Cerrone. Coming off his loss to the champ, you can't count him out. You can never count him out unless it's for the belt, in my opinion. Unless it's for the belt, you can never count him out, and he just comes to fight. And usually after his losses, he comes back pissed off and wants to win. So I'm going with Cowboy. Cerrone.
Andrew Reese says they should fight on horses.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be some Bellator shit, but yeah, let's fucking make it happen. Whatever. Why not? Bellator would do something like that. These guys fight on horses and shit. All right, so let's look at Alex Oliveira. I think he's got 3 in a row. Submitted KJ Noons, decision win over Joe Merritt, and knocked the shit out of Peter Hallman in that 3rd round fight back in November. Donald Cerrone, as we know, blitzed to holy shit by RDA in his last fight. Before that, a long-ass win streak. Guys like John McDessie, Benson Henderson, Miles Jury, Eddie Alvarez, Jim Miller, Edson Barbosa, who's kind of similar to Alex Oliveira, no?
Yeah. Even though I like him, he's close to him.
Yeah, but I mean, fighting styles, he's kind of similar to Alex Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not like Cerrone hasn't seen it before. Just not at that weight and that size, and probably, I would almost say that Oliveira's a little, he's stronger, but he might be a little faster than Edson. Maybe.
It's gonna be a good fight. It'll be a war.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't, isn't one of those where the styles cancel each other out and it's just boring, or they just run away from each other. But Cerrone he can't have that slow start he had against RDA.
No.
Because not everyone knows the blueprint to beat Cowboy. They've known it, but now for sure, it's very possible to try to get that. Yeah. So, who say you picking? You picking Cowboy or Cowboy? You picking Cerrone?
Cerrone.
Because I'm picking Cowboy. It doesn't matter which one wins. So,
That's fucked up. Yeah. You go to Vegas. Who you picking? Cowboy. Here's my money. Go.
Yeah, you win either way. I'm taking Cerrone in this one by the fact that he, the emotion's going to be there coming off a loss and all that. But the whole thing, remember that story with his grandma that made everybody push for him to win?
Yeah.
I think that's still there, and just hoping to get another chance at a title shot before she goes, or maybe not title shot, just a chance at showing her the best of himself. So I think he's going to come in with that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's going to do it for that. And again, that's Sunday. So no football. Everyone has plenty of time to watch it. Bypass prelims at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. FS1 prelim 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and FS1 main card 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We will have a preview show for that, I believe, on Saturday. So we will break that whole card down this Saturday. All right, before we go, just a little piece of news here, because someone who said I was full of shit, and I think like a couple weeks ago when Gleason Tebow got suspended. Well, Tebow came out and admitted the EPO use, first of all. He dropped his appeal, and he accepted the 2-year suspension. So that person that was calling me out can go fuck themselves, okay? And I won't put it out there because it's a Brazilian person who was really upset at me because I said Tebow's a cheater and a piece of shit. So,
but he's a cheater and a piece of shit.
He's a cheater, kind of a piece of shit, depending. But for a guy that big, he's actually kind of a muscly guy. He's not a small dude. He needed that EPO to fucking move. So
yeah.
Is what it is, man. All right, man. That's gonna do it for us. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Sweet.
Ready for the fights this weekend and the train wrecks.
Oh, dude, are you watching all three? I'm watching the Bellator co-main in Maine, and I'm gonna try and catch World Series of Fighting main event, but I'm probably gonna miss it. I'm watching the Bellator train wrecks because I just can't look away, and definitely watching UFC. Oh, we already talked about the Rousey Joker. You showed up late. Rousey was the first thing we talked about, but BJ Penn we didn't talk about.
Let's get into that real quick. That shit's crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
so
that shit's crazy.
I'm gonna pull up the tweets themselves because this was kind of wild. I caught it by complete accident because I think I was typing in not BJ Penn. I was typing in something like what was I looking at? Oh no, sorry, take it back. Someone retweeted it and I had to go look at it, and they're saying basically there was a former writer. And I'm going to find the names and all that shit because this guy put it out on Twitter, so fuck him. We can put his name out for all I care. Pedro Carrasco is the guy. And he tweeted out that BJ Penn sexually assaulted his girlfriend. Right? Now, we're talking Pedro Carrasco, who is a former writer for that piece of shit, BJPenn.com.
Yep.
Anyone that knows BJPenn.com, anyone that's a journalist, MMA media, anyone that pays attention to MMA, anything, knows that BJPenn.com, it might be the worst news source. It is the worst news source. It's probably worse than Fox News. It's the worst news source out there ever. Okay. So his girlfriend, Amber Sokus, has filed for charges against BJ Penn in Delaware, Ohio. What? The fuck? Delaware, Ohio. Didn't that shit happen in Hawaii? See, this is how weird this shit is.
See, now it got weird. I thought it was in Hawaii too.
No, it isn't. It should. I think I'm pretty sure it was in Hawaii. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things coming out about this. First of all, Carrasco saying that he wasn't there, that BJ Penn went to his place where his girlfriend was, forced himself on her, ripped her clothes off, and this is from the tweets, and I'm trying to find the fucking Twitter, but this guy might have deactivated it possibly, but I remember correctly, I should be able to find it. But he claims that BJ Penn forced himself on it. There it is. Forced himself on her and ripped all her clothes off and shit. Here it is. All right. This is directly from his tweet. Now, if you want to see his tweets yourself, it's at LATL Pedro, okay, on Twitter. So his first tweet on February 16th, yesterday, was right away on BJ. Says, tired of seeing this pervert BJ Penn in the news. Dude's a cocaine addict who sexually assaulted my Playboy model girlfriend, and I have proof. Now, time out. Right then and there, I thought it was bullshit. My Playboy model girlfriend.
Pics or it didn't happen.
What do you think? I saw the pictures of her. She's a good-looking girl. I'll give him that much, but I don't know about Playboy model. Okay, I don't know about that. The next tweet was, work with that scumbag for almost 10 years, lived next door to him. He's had a coke problem since he was a kid. Another timeout. 10 years and you never improved anything when it comes to media. You sack of shit. But where's the proof on the coke problem, sir?
John
I'm not saying
Jones.
I don't believe
Let's
you.
go ask John Jones.
Exactly. I'm not saying I don't believe that it's happened. I am saying that you're a little suspect, motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, next tweet. Came to my home when I wasn't there and forced himself on my girl, pulled her clothes off, then blamed me, said I looked at his girlfriend's ass. Come on, son. Come on. Okay. No, he has like a photographer friend that's supposedly supporting him, and she kind of started taking steps back. It's kind of weird. The whole thing is fucking creepy, to be honest with you. Then he tweets out 23 hours ago, apparently. Says, those clamoring for evidence will have to wait. There's an investigation pending with the authorities. I just couldn't hold my tongue. That's all I'm gonna say. I already said too much. Just hard shit to deal with, and you don't know until you go through it. And then his last tweet, kind of a setup. It seems Andy made a good point on Twitter saying this is kind of a setup. Says, be ready for the pen excuse deflection game though. He's the king. Hashtag Greasegate. Hashtag Dolcegate. So hearing all that shit, and then earlier today, Jeremy Botter from, I want to say he's from Bloody Elbow. No, Bleacher Report. One of those pieces of shit. Whatever. I'm just kidding. I like Crooklyn. So Crooklyn writes for Bloody Elbows. It's good shit. But Jeremy Botter reports from Bleacher Report that Amber Sokus, who's the supposed girlfriend of Pedro Carrasco, this guy, filed charges against Penn in Delaware, Ohio. So charges are filed. Let's see if they actually go through with it. Whether they find evidence or not or whatever. And then another guy named Tony Camps, who says he used to write for BJ Penn, put this out on Facebook. Now, this is from a screenshot. I haven't seen this myself, and I can't find it anywhere. This is a retweet from somebody else, kind of one of those screenshots. It says, I used to write for BJ Penn, and Carrasco was my editor. This is what I'll say, and this is where it gets weird, okay? Back to the statement. This is what I'll say. He's a piece of shit lying asshole. He tried to screw me out of a lot of pay and then let me go when I applied for a writer position with another MMA website. I wrote more than 250 articles, covered every UFC event, and hosted a weekly radio show through the website. Basically all for nothing. And you know who made it right? BJ's brother. He called me and apologized and sent me a check for all the missing money. This Carrasco kid constantly tried to get me to sign up for his girlfriend's website so I could see her naked photos and videos. Time out. I want the website. I've seen the girl. She's good looking. I want to see the website. All right. Continuing on. Well, who doesn't? I guarantee everyone's like, fucking send that link out quick. We'll find a way to get him free. Because I'm paying for that shit. Anyway, continuing on. It was really weird. I don't and wouldn't believe a word out of this guy's mouth. BJ's website was a joke in the MMA community of writers. I only found this out after I started working there. They stole articles and had writers rewrite them. I don't know if I rewrite them, man. There's a lot of copy paste going on. Anyway. They didn't even break the news of BJ coming out of retirement twice. Good point. Yeah. So we're getting shit left and right about this, man. And the UFC hasn't said anything about it. I don't think BJ Penn said anything about it.
No, BJ hasn't said one thing.
BJpenn.com. I don't think BJ uses that shit. So this whole thing is really fucking weird. There's no real evidence of it. There's charges filed now. So I guess we'll find out about it. But BJ Penn put out a video yesterday as a message to Real Hoist. To Hoist Gracie. Real Hoist is his handle on Twitter. And they're kind of encouraging him and shit. So, I mean, what do you make of this whole thing? Like, it just doesn't make sense at all. And it's kind of like to me, it just seems really weird for that to come out now.
It's either a disgruntled employee who's pissed off or it's true. It's fucking crazy, though.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, what?
Fight Book just let me know some shit.
Uh-oh. Would you like to share?
I will. All right. In a second, real quick. Okay. Joker says, here's Joker's opinion on this. He says, it's all bullshit, man. Who lets their girlfriend get assaulted, then holds their tongue about it? Nobody. But I don't give a fuck if BJ Penn. Look, if BJ Penn did that to like my girlfriend, dude, I don't care how much jiu-jitsu you know. I'm not coming unarmed, first of all. And second of all, you getting fucked up. You're not getting shot, but you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you at least. And we're calling the cops for sure. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you hold your tongue about it until now? Right?
Exactly. That's why it sounds like it's a disgruntled employee type shit. Like, okay, he fired me, now I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. And then he says, then the girl, and this is Joker again. He's now talking about the girl, the photographer friend that corroborated Pedro's story. And he's saying basically the same thing I said a second ago. He says the girl who was going to corroborate Pedro's story backed out and changed all her words. True. That chick put that shit on reverse real fast. But it's a good point. It's a good point by Joker. It's like, who lets that happen and does nothing about it for a long time? Nobody does. That doesn't happen. That's not real. Like, as far as a guy goes, especially if a guy knows his girlfriend, that happened to his girlfriend, there's no way. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see it happening. Now, it's possible. It's possible that this Pedro guy, like, for whatever reason, held his tongue and didn't say shit about it. But it just doesn't make sense to me. Now, girls, you know, when girls are assaulted, a lot of the times they don't say anything. You know, embarrassment, you know, whatever.
Happen again. All that.
Insecurity, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of times in cases where there's sexual assault and all that women don't say anything. All right. And so that's understandable. But for the guy to know that happened and not say a word about it, to me, is suspect, right? Plus all the other shit. And then Fightbook lets me know that this former writer owns his own website. And the website makes sense because I've gotten into it with these people on Twitter. And it makes a little sense. It's this antimorphs.com. You know those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually on the site right now.
Yeah, they've tried to Antimports, that premium fucking entertainment news thing, and it's all, you know, copy pasty-ish looking to me. But what did they put? They put out some shit, like they were trying to break news a while ago, and it got proven wrong, and they were all like, you know, buttholes about it. It's a weird website, but anyway. Do you see how crazy this is? It seems like a fucking soap opera. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem real. So, look, if BJ Penn did something, man, and it's legit, he's got to pay for, you know, for he's got to pay for it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But if it's bullshit, please believe BJ Penn is going to sue the fuck out of this guy. No other. And he should, if it's not true. But we got to wait and see what the evidence is and what the investigation brings out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm assuming we'll get some more information, you know, in by the end of the week probably. But again, the UFC, nothing. BJ Penn said nothing himself, so that's kind of where we're at. We only know what Twitter says, and we know Twitter's full of shit 90% of the time. So that's kind of it. All right, man. It looks like you're like taking it all in. Like, what the fuck?
No, I was just yeah. No, it's fucking crazy. That's something that we just have to wait and see what happens.
ENT Imports, not Ent Imports. Huh. I got into it with those guys before on Twitter. They're not friendly. They're pricks. And we, you know, I let them have it, and somebody else let them have it too, and then we kind of just decided to ignore each other for a while. So, yeah.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. Fuck them.
But no, it's fucking crazy.
This is great. Check it out. This guy follows two people. Somebody, a staff writer for BJPenn.com named, holy shit. Hold up.
That's a cool ass name, man.
No, her name is Amber Paxton, but if this is her, she's fucking gorgeous. Whoa. That makes sense. She probably can't write for shit. Amber Paxton. No kidding. All right. Anyway, sorry. And then of course follows Mayhem Miller, which is
it's Mayhem. Oh yeah, didn't he get arrested again for a DWI or DUI or something?
Oh yeah. They announced his fight at Bellator FC, and then he got arrested for DUI.
Ha.
So,
and then UFC signed EBI and Glory.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that. That's awesome. Speaking of Glory, Andrew says, isn't there a Glory this weekend? Let me find out for you. I don't think there is.
It will not be on Fight Pass. No, it probably will.
Well, it'll be a Fight Pass for sure. But look, man, how mad are you if you're the Gracies that Metamorphs didn't get put on Fight Pass that EBI did?
Okay, so here's my thing. You've been telling me to watch EBI forever now, and I finally watched it actually the day before it got announced that it's on Fight Pass. I was like, you know what? I'm home. I'm gonna watch EBI. I watched the one with the 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds, the girls.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
dude! Future Jiu-Jitsu is bright. Those
it's
kids
insane.
are fucking great.
Metamoris doesn't have shit. Like, I won't watch Metamoris anymore. EBI is where it's at.
Exactly. No, Glory Kickboxing is not till the 26th, so that's next Friday. If I'm correct on that. Next Friday, Glory Kickboxing, and out of Sears Center Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Middleweight champion Artem the Lion Levin against number 1 contender Simon Bad Boy. Someone should tell him that there's no W in boy. He spells it BWOY. So he wants people to say boy. Bad boy. My 3-year-old nephew can spell better than you, fuckface. Simon Marcus. Treat you like a fucking adult. Simon Marcus. So that's gonna be actually this was not gonna be on Fight Pass. Airs live on ESPN Networks on Friday, February 26th. At 5:30 p.m. But who knows? Well, no, it's gonna be in the States, so it should be at the same time. But however, first of all, when we heard that they were gonna have Glory on ESPN, I thought that was great, and then found out that it's online only. Joker says, later, guys. Later, dude. And RDA wins. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
About 2-3 weeks, whatever it is. It's like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. I think it's a week after the Anderson, right?
Oh, dude. How sick are these next 3 weekends, man? Cowboy versus Cowboy, Silva versus Bisping, RDA McGregor. 3 weekends of just good fights, and you just hope nobody gets hurt. That's all you want. No injuries. No injuries.
Better put your glass eye back in your eye.
Yeah, but to tape that bitch in, if I can keep that in there, don't get all crazy. All right, it's gonna do it for us tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Andrew, Joker, Mike, Fightbook, everybody hit up Fightbook on his webpage, fightbookmma.com. The good dudes. That's gonna do it. Follow Nick at NickXMicro. Follow me at Elo31, and you all have a wonderful afternoon / morning / wherever you are. See you guys.
Everyone, go watch Deadpool.
Go watch Deadpool. It's fucking the shit. Hell yeah. It's the fucking shit. I can't speak either. It's the fucking shit. See you guys later.